Hey everyone, it's Renee. It's so good to be here. I just have something I want to share, and it seems like such an important topic. It's going to be a brief conversation, and then at the end I'm going to tell you a little bit about a workshop that I'm hosting on Thursday, and it's a very, very important topic. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Renee Jayne, and I'm a holistic healer and coach. I'm a founder of Love Yourself Naked, and I help both men and women with emotional eating and unhealthy nutrition habits, addictive patterns, and I show them how to activate healing and health so they can live free and love themselves and their life. Hi, Monica. And one of the things that I want to talk about today is this idea of being guilty of too much information. And there's a topic around consumption. And when I say consumption, I don't mean just food, although that's certainly important. But I mean media consumption and consumption of just ideas and information overload. And what I've been finding, this is the 7th year that I've been in practice as a holistic coach and a life coach, and I've been finding that more and more people are coming to me with what I would categorize as toxic stress, which is a conversation I'm going to have a lot more of on a workshop I'm doing on Thursday, August 10th. But in essence, toxic stress is a stress state that can be toxic to both our body and also our mind. And, you know, when I also have I titled this Guilty of Too Much Information. And one of the things that I wanted to share is when I was perusing Facebook earlier today, I just kept seeing like thing after thing after thing and video. And then I was seeing a lot of comparing of men and women and ideas. And it was just so much. And it just, for a brief second, hit me how much we take in and how our bodies and our minds really can't actually absorb that much information. I'd like to think we have endless capabilities of absorbing and learning. And I love learning and I love information. And so I'm not dogging that by any stretch. I think it's important that we learn, but I want us to focus it. And so I'm going to give you a brief analogy. So you can't see it. I don't think I'm going to move the camera because you probably still won't see it, but next to me is a big window. I'm in my office, and for the last month or so, there's a little crack in the screen, and a spider has gotten inside, and she has built the most incredible web. I'll get to why this is important in a moment. Hi, Erin. Hey, Matt. I'm just amazed by the spider web, and I could totally demolish her house and all the things that she's doing in there, but I don't want to because I'm kind of inspired by it right now. So the purpose of this spider web analogy is that this, I'm assuming Mama Spider, is very, very focused, and she has one mission, and that is one mission in mind, and that is to build this web. And when we think about our World Wide Web, and there's so much information coming at us all at once, it's just too much. And society really makes us believe that we need to have all these things and be all these things to people, and that we need this diet and we need to have this new item and all these different ideas in order to be a whole healthy person. And it's just not true. And I think what it's doing for a lot of people is it's making people a lot more stressed out than they're even recognizing necessarily. So for example, I was just speaking to a client yesterday, and they were talking to me about making their working out and their foods a priority, and how interesting it is that it's really easy to make social media such a priority, and how automatic it is to log in and to check things out. Hey, Christy. But yet when we want to do something for ourselves, like make healthy meals or prepare or do anything it is to support our health and our nutrition, those kinds of things don't necessarily come first. And so what I wanted to do today is just very briefly talk about this and also clue us all in a little bit on the industries that we're nestled into. So for example, I was just reading an article. If I find it, I'll post it below this video. But it really talks about Netflix, which I love Netflix, and I love to binge watch every now and then. And what I find is really interesting is that, I don't know when this started, but I kind of noticed it in the last few months, is that when I want to watch the next episode on Netflix, has anyone else noticed this? That it just automatically starts playing. There's like a little countdown. By the way, genius on Netflix part. But what it does is it makes it really easy for us to be in that binge watch state. We don't have to get up and turn it off. It's like, oh, I'll just watch one more. Okay, I'll just watch one more again. And here's the backstory to that I want all of us to be super aware of. And I think many of us know this, but we might not think about it all the time, is that Netflix wants your time. They're actually having staff meetings on a regular basis, deciding different marketing tactics in order to get more of your time, because the more of your time that they get from you, the more money that they make. Facebook is another example of that. I've actually advertised on Facebook, so I can kind of look at both sides of this. They want your time. They want you looking at their videos so they can get as many clicks as humanly possible. And this is happening all over the place. And so what I want to do is just to really start the conversation around consumption and awareness. And one of the things that I do, I have two offerings as a holistic coach. I work with people around nutrition and physical health and feeding yourself. And then I work with people on the more mental and emotional health around self-esteem and self-worth and self-confidence. And the center of all of that is really loving yourself. And it's coming back to, like, what are you consuming and what is it that is important for you in this moment. Thank you, by the way, for those of you who are here. Thank you for consuming this. But I would really encourage you that when we're done, like, jump off and go outside. I don't know what your weather's like, but mine's beautiful and sunny. And I really want to encourage all of us to heighten our awareness and our focus to what it is that we're consuming and how important it is that we are taking that into consideration and not just kind of getting into the system of Netflix deciding how we use our time and Facebook deciding how we use our time. In fact, like, I love my meditation app and I love the apps on my phone, but I even think about that sometimes is like the meditation timer little thing, hey, time to meditate, goes off and I just listen, like, okay. And I'm kind of a quote unquote slave to what my phone is telling me to do. Does anybody else think about that? So again, I have so much more to say on this topic, and I'm going to be talking about it a little bit. For those of you who want to join me, I have a free workshop on Thursday, and there is a link right below this, or there will be at least when we're done speaking with each other. And hi, Ian. Hi, Nicole. Veronica, Cindy, so good to see you guys. I'm going to be talking more about all of this, and the topic of the webinar or workshop is called, Are You Addicted to Being Broken? And I'm going to call this a transformational workshop because, frankly, I feel like we have enough information and we need a little bit more transformation. So this is going to be about reclaiming your life and your self-esteem and your body and your mind, and I'm going to give you 6 simple strategies. I'm using something called Zoom, so there's limited seating. So if you really want to be part of it, make sure that you save your seat. And I'm going to be doing more of these Facebook Lives, so I can't wait to see you guys all again. I rode my bike for 8 miles today. That was part of my breaking the mold of being dictated by what the social constructs want me to do. And I would really encourage all of you to do something today that is out of your comfort zone, something that maybe you haven't done in a while. And if you want, write it below if you need some accountability and you want to talk about it, and we can all share with each other. Hey, Steph. So much fun. Again, the topic here is the guilty of too much information. I think we're all guilty. I think we can say that now, that we are all guilty of having too much information, and that we need to be a little bit more choosy with what we consume. So if you're here today, hi Neil, hi Raven, Rachel, I'm really glad that you are guilty of consuming this information. I think it's important that we talk about it. All right, so good to see you all. Signing off. Mwah. Bye-bye.